It's May, the lovely month of May. Hey everybody, it's Tristan Emond with Mindful Living Realty, a realtor right here in Rapid City, South Dakota, the gateway to the beautiful Black Hills. It's springtime in Rapid City, and it's time to talk about getting your home ready for spring. First though, let's talk about spring in South Dakota. Now, spring really doesn't happen until April-ish. March is really more winter. It starts to get a little bit warmer in March, but by the time April comes around, we start seeing temperatures get from 40s to 50s to 60s. Sometimes we'll see a 70-degree day, but sometimes winter's just there every once in a while to poke its head in its way. And by the time May comes around, we're starting to see some nicer weather. We're getting into the 60s and 70s, and we're starting to see some more rain. And the grass starts getting greener, the leaves start coming out of the trees, and it's a beautiful time of the year. With spring and your house comes the term spring cleaning. Don't let my wife hear that I just said that. She'll probably come flying somewhere. And as a realtor that's been in a lot of homes and kind of noticed things as I look at a lot of properties, you probably need to spring clean your house. When's the last time you've cleaned your ceiling? Got into those little corners in the top, cleaned on the ceiling fans? Probably a good time for you to think about spring cleaning your home. We grabbed our basic kitchen broom, put a cloth over the top of that and secure it, and then just spray some cleaning solution on that, and then just run it over the ceiling. Takes care of all the little cobwebs, the little things hanging on the ceiling. Even your popcorn ceiling, you get some stuff kind of coming down, but at least you clean the ceiling. Then you pull all the furniture away, and you clean all the walls, vacuum the furniture, put everything back. And yes, this is not a one-day task. Make sure if you are planning on spring cleaning your property that you start early and you do one room at a time. And don't forget about the fact that, like the bathrooms, although one that might be really easy to clean, you've got that junk drawer full of stuff that needs to be organized, junked out, gone through. And while you're spring cleaning, it's time to get rid of stuff. Spring is a great time to kind of think about revitalizing your home and start throwing away the stuff that you don't use. If you haven't touched it in 2 years, you probably ain't gonna do it. Get rid of it. Start clearing out the old energy, start cleaning out the old crap of your home, and make it a fresh new start for the year. And now that you've cleaned at your house, chances are what you've done is you've taken all the stuff in your house and you've thrown it in your garage, like me. So now it's time to get rid of this stuff. Now, of course, we don't want to just throw everything away. Let's talk about all the different places that you can recycle, reduce, and reuse in Rapid City. The Cornerstone Rescue Mission downtown is the perfect place to take your old clothes, used houseware items, and things like that. They'll either take them and give them away to the homeless or sell them in their store. If you have good used construction material, good lumber, big pieces of it, or like big boxes of nails, or clean cans of latex paint, Restore off Omaha can take those off your hands. The old computers, laptops, and other e-waste items, Black Hills Works has an e-waste program that can recycle those items for you. Take your old towels and bedding to the Humane Society for the poor animals there. Interstate Battery at Rushmore Crossing will take all your auto batteries, marine batteries, and any other kind of battery you can think of. There's a store off Omaha called Thrive that will take your used sporting equipment and bikes. For your larger steel recycling, there's Pacific Steel and Recycling and Ace Steel Recycling. And then there's a store downtown called Hippie Haven that can recycle many items such as your small plastic bags, Christmas lights, and many other of those harder to recycle type items. And then there are 3 recycling drop-off points in Rapid City. One on the west side of town, one on the northeast side of town, and one near the dump on the southeast side of town. These all have bins for cardboard, newspapers, lawn waste, and recyclables such as tin, plastic, and those kind of things. So while I was putting this together, I found this website, which is a perfect example of it gives great information for different places you can take your crap. So if you go here to where it goes where, you select down the different type. So for instance, you click oil, because all the different places that you can recycle your oil. Go back up here to the menu, what goes where, go to your electronics, and let's see who can recycle some cameras. And I didn't know Best Buy takes cameras. So a great resource for you guys to figure out where to take all your crap. It's rapidcityrecycles.org. Okay, now that we've got the inside clean, it's time to clean out the outside. Now, the grass is gonna naturally be brown. It's gonna get dormant during the year, but then as spring comes, it will start to get green like it is right now. Sometime around the end of April, beginning of May, you might want to do a few things to help your grass grow. That is, you might want to power rake it, you might want to get some fertilizer on it, all these different things to help your lawn to grow. And of course, during this time, it doesn't matter how clean you clean up your property. During the fall, that South Dakota wind is going to find some leaves to blow somewhere. You have leaves to rake up and get out some of the corners of your house. You probably want to go look at your trees and trim some of the trees, get some of those, rid of those dead branches. Sometimes the wind during the spring has blown off some of the branches. They'll get those cleaned up and taken out. Other people like to use True Green as a fertilization, such as my neighbor. His lawn is nice and green, while mine has dandelions. Usually you'll see the dandelions for about a month, and then they're kind of gone after that. By the time we're hitting the middle of May, we're probably mowing about once a week into the summer. Some people, if you're one of those people, maybe you're mowing every 5 days, but usually once a week is enough to keep it looking pretty nice. If you do have lawn sprinklers, make sure that you get those running, get a maintenance guy out there to help you take care of those if need be. Most people I've talked to that have sprinklers run it really early in the morning so that right when the sun comes out in the morning, it dries it up and really nourishes the grass. Now, if you're in Rapid city limits, you do have water restrictions. Not that we've had too many water problems before, but generally you just kind of make sure you conserve as much water as possible. So there'll be even odd days. So if you've got an odd numbered house, you'll mow water on the odd days. If you've got an even numbered house, you water on the even days, and then nobody waters on the 31st. So that's kind of how that works. If you're in the Rapid city limits, every other subdivision might have their own rules as far as water conservation, when you can or cannot water. And of course, if you've got your own well, water whenever you want. If you're looking for power rakes or garden tillers or any other lawn instrument that you need to help work with your lawn, United Rentals in town is a great place to go. That time in 2 rentals. Even a lot of the hardware stores in town have their own rentals that you can rent that equipment for your lawn and for taking care of your property. And of course, if you need something to pull it with, go down to U-Haul and get yourself a U-Haul truck. Now that the yard is cleaned up, it's time to make your outdoor spaces look amazing. Hardware stores such as Lowe's, Menards, and Fleet Farm have your patio building blocks and supplies. Build a gazebo, build a patio, build a fire pit in your backyard, or maybe some raised flower beds will complete your backyard look. Don't forget to add some fun stuff. Sporting goods stores such as Shields has your hammocks, grills, and sporting equipment. And then it's time for the outdoor furniture and fun stuff. Check out At Home at the mall for your outdoor furniture and other accessories. All right, now it's time to talk to you, all you gardeners. Now, when it comes to spring, we're all excited. We're all doing things. It's like, all right, spring's here. Let's go get things done. But if you start your garden too early, this could be what happens. We have such a short growing season here. A lot of times you really can't start your garden until like Memorial Day. A lot of times when we did gardens back in the day, we gave up on that. Memorial Day was a great time to actually plant the garden, except for maybe some of your colder vegetables such as your lettuce, your radishes, that kind of thing. A lot of people will start your garden inside and then move it outside as the year progresses. And you'll have no end to the different places that you can go buy fruits and vegetables and potted plants. All your department stores will have stuff. All your hardware stores have a tent put about outside. So you'll have no problems buying your flowers, buying your vegetables, buying all the different seeds that you need to start your garden. On top of that, there are a lot of great nurseries around, such as Jolly Lane Floral, Noctigal's Greenhouse, and Plantsmith. These places not only have the fruits and vegetables and different plants you need for your garden, but also some of the stuff you're talking about before when it comes to making your property look pretty with the garden gnomes and the different decoration pieces for you, your garden, and your outdoor space. Just don't start too early. And finally, there's the not as much fun, hence it's here at the end,
maintenance and cleaning projects.
Since summer's on the way, we've got to make sure we're ready for the warmer temperatures. Change your furnace filter, get a maintenance guy here to check your AC, make sure that's working properly. Plus, now is a great time to maintain that water heater by draining it and making sure you get all that sediment out of the bottom of it. Clean those gutters, make sure those downspouts are working properly. If you don't have downspout extensions, make sure that you get those at least 3 feet away from the house, running away from the foundation. It's kind of easy to put them up during the winter time and kind of forget about them. But as the rain comes, because we get a lot of rain in June a lot of times, you want to make sure that the water is going away from your house. So make sure all that is ready to go to get that water away from your property. And then walk around your house, see what needs to be painted or caulked for some extra protection. You might have some spots on the deck that need some extra staining, some caulking around the windows. Maybe there's some trim work that needs to be painted. Just make sure you go around and make sure you cover, take care of anything that's exposed that needs to be protected from the elements, from the water, from the summertime. I'm excited to see how you create your yard in spring in Rapid City, South Dakota. Thanks so much for watching. Have an amazing day. Don't forget, hit that like, hit that subscribe button, and remember, love where you live.